Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Gosh, we are here.
Welcome back if you were at the last one.
Yep. And this is how to be a JFashion lifestyler. And it is hosted by... Oh, my thing is like, not now. Okay, a little bit popped up. So this is how to be a JFashion lifestyler, hosted by Hayden and Kamilah of O-kei podcast. I'm Kamilah.
And I'm Hayden.
Lovely. This is a Bay Area Kei online event. And you can send donations to the Transgender Law Center. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right. This over. So, O-kei podcast is a Chicago-based podcast covering Japanese street fashion topics and interviews from a Western perspective. We started in 2016. The podcast has been posting monthly for 4 years on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We are active in the JFashion community as participants and artists, with me owning my own illustration/apparel brand, Hard Decora, and Hayden pursuing his career in voice acting and audio production. And if you were here last time, you will already know this. Okay. So, what is a JFashion lifestyler? A JFashion lifestyler is someone that wears their alt fashion style daily and incorporates it in other parts of their life.
Often the pretty picture of a JFashion lifestyler in our collective heads is someone who wears their style to its full potential every day with an aesthetic career that funds their decked out home. They post every day on social media. So that's how you know that their life is an aesthetic dreamscape, and you need that. You need that in your life too, don't you?
So, problems with this perception. It's mostly impossible to achieve/maintain. And I say mostly because, there's probably some privileged YouTubers, Kelly Eden, that are able to have their Barbie houses and and make all of their money from just looking cute. But most of us are not going to be able to do that, at least not right off the bat. And, we want to be JFashion lifestylers too, so that's not fair.
It's also way too focused on Instagrammable achievements, and it doesn't glorify the journey that we all take once we get into the fashion and as we continue to grow within the fashion. I know for me personally, for a while, that Instagram syndrome was really, really rough because I drove myself into a rut, and I spiraled myself into thinking, oh, well, what's going to get me likes on Instagram? What is going to get me to get that serotonin bump, the like and the comment that I want? Oh my gosh, I'm not looking like my chords don't look like this person chords, or my chords don't look as good. And it doesn't, that sort of stuff is so mentally taxing, and it's so toxic. And the really important part is thinking about, what was that first chord? What did that first chord look like? How have I grown and developed my style? How have I come into my own in this in JFashion? And who and what have I learned from it?
Right. I mean, with this limited scope of how to enjoy your aesthetic interests, it's going to be really hard to enjoy that journey. With this perception, it's mostly about the pictures, you wearing it all the time, being OTT all the time, and it's about, I guess, having this like bomb, effortless, stylish career. Whereas there's so many other parts of life that you can enjoy this interest with. And it ignores barriers faced by Black, Indigenous people of color, trans people, disabled people, etc. And it can have you feeling like, oh, well, if I just worked hard enough, I would be there too. And sometimes that's really not the case. Society and, capitalism is holding you back. Anyway.
So because of all of that, we think being a JFashion lifestyler should be more accessible, customizable, and honest in practice. And before we continue, I just want to apologize for calling it Instagram syndrome. That was dumb, and I shouldn't have called it that. I apologize.
Oh, I didn't notice, but yes, thank you. Change this. All right, so wear JFashion daily or whatever. This is our first topic here. And we have a quote from one of our episodes. If we believe that JFashion is clothing and we can do everything with it, then you have to adapt your coordinate to the situation. And this was said by Fluffy Kawaii Joe in episode 30, JFashion for all situations. So we want to fight the pressure to always be over the top. This is going to be very hard to maintain if you're trying to wear your JFashion daily or close to it. Not only is it not sustainable for every situation, but it can also be a barrier to keep you from even attempting to wear your JFashion at all. Just because it's just like, oh, I'm going to have to go through the 2 hours of makeup, and then I'm going to have to spend 30 minutes putting on accessories and, doing my hair. Like maybe if you can just pare it down to the essentials or your favorite parts about wearing the fashion, you'll be able to wear your style more often and be happier while wearing it.
We also recommend to collect less expensive versions of your favorite styles and staples. That way you aren't going to worry about wearing your 6% Doki Doki boyfriend t-shirt that costs like $150 plus another $25 to ship while you're eating paskebi, and then you get paskebi sauce all over your boyfriend t-shirt, and then your 6% Doki Doki Barando is ruined, and that sucks. Cutsos are nice for that. Yeah, cutsos. I also recommend wearing aprons, just like ratty aprons. That helps me. And by collecting less expensive versions of your favorite items, you won't be as heartbroken if it gets ratty, snagged, you spill something on it, stained, because I'm sure we all have the moments that we just make a poor life decision and eat the paskebi while eating 6%.
Or eating barbecue ribs, aka me.
We also encourage you to find ways to incorporate JFashion into your work uniform. We often think about the office goth and how they are able to turn their gothic fashion into something that is appropriate for the office. That's things that you can do as well. Bodyline has really good blazers, or they did. I'm not sure if they still stock them. I know Fluffy Kawaii Joe has talked about them before, and she uses that blazer to make her Lolita a little more upscale, a little more professional. Or even if you just want that little pin that's like magical boy. I have this one right here. Wearing that in a work uniform can just show the world, I'm into JFashion, and if you know, you know.
Yeah, and open your mind to wearing JFashion outside of the expected events. Sometimes you get caught in a rut of just wearing JFashion at conventions or at a specific meetup. Maybe you're going to the mall with your normie friends and you decide to dress up a little bit in your favorite style. Or I've been known to wear my JFashion OTT style at family gatherings, barbecues, cookouts, anything like that. Thanksgiving, oh man, Thanksgiving, I am so excited for. And I just take that as an opportunity to dress up, even though my family might not understand, but I kind of like enjoy the surprise looks on their faces, or like, oh, what's this? Because they basically already know. Like,
Kamilah's that cousin in the family.
Exactly. Like Frill Squid says, an opportunity to flex on your relatives. Yes. So I'm always doing that.
Also, be purposeful in the pieces that you keep. We all only have a limited amount of space in our closets or in our dressers. And, if there's a piece in your wardrobe that you haven't worn in a year plus, maybe it's time to pass that one on to someone else. Because that is priceless real estate that you could use to get something else that you would wear more often or get more enjoyment out of. And also consider adapting your style to who you are. You don't have to be OTT sweet all the time just because that is what to strive for. For me personally, being trans, I did not like to wear anything that was form-fitting on my chest because it made me extremely dysphoric when I was post-op. Now that I'm when I was pre-op, now that I'm post-op, I am like, show it off. I want bandeau tops. I want transparent t-shirts. I want kawaii button downs that I can just show off my new $10,000+ chest with. I want to show
chest.
Yes, it's designer. I want to show it off now, and that is something that I'm going to be striving for in the next few years of my fashion journey, is exploring those items I never got to wear before.
Yeah, definitely. And you want to not feel bad. Do not feel bad if you can't / don't wear JFashion daily for whatever reason. So add more to the cart. Yes. So you don't want to feel bad if you can't because there's all sorts of barriers and things that can keep us from doing that. And that's not the only part of a JFashion lifestyle. You're definitely going to be bringing it outside of the clothing that you wear all the time. Okay, my phone decides to click this thing. All right. Boop.
And we also recommend to check out our episode JFashion While Being Disabled, which we had our friend Limitless, who is into Lolita, guest on that episode.
Yes, that would be episode 32 for more tips on this subject. All right.
Develop a stylish career. We try to keep ourselves at the forefront of multiple communities' minds, not just the kawaii people, not just the gothic people, or the visual kei people. And that is a quote from one of the owners of Kei Collective from our episode 33, which was Physical JFashion Stores.
You don't have to be a JFashion designer, model, or influencer, but you can if you want. No shade towards being an influencer. I've dabbled in the influencing game myself, but that's not the only thing that you can do to incorporate it into your work. Just in case you're feeling any pressure to be I need to be like a social media star. That's definitely not the only way. And you want to try to incorporate cute decorations into your workplace environment as well, if you can. If you work in a cubicle or something where you can control a little bit more of your surrounding space, maybe you can have some figurines, or you can have a cute mouse pad or something like that. Or if you're working in a place that's more customer service oriented, if there's a tip jar, maybe you volunteer to decorate the tip jar in a really cute or creepy or whatever your style's way of doing things is.
Become familiar with your workplace's dress code. if you do work in the office, it may not be smiled upon a whole lot from your bosses or higher ups if you come in wearing like decora, you know. It depends on where you are. So
but you may be surprised if you look through what little loopholes you can try to like get through. Maybe you can allow like a streak of blonde with your brown hair, and then it's just like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit more garu right now, just having that streak of blonde.
So yeah, become familiar with those rules or guidelines. See what loopholes you can find. If there is no explicit dress code that you have to adhere to, then feel out what the vibe is at your workplace before you go all in. Just because, you know, sometimes there are certain people and you don't expect a whole lot of issues. But then something happens for one reason or another, or you expect people to act one way, and then you come to work dressed up and they're like, oh, we don't care. But there are certain times when wearing JFashion to work is not always possible. I, for a while, worked at a swim school teaching kids how to swim, and I was in the water. And I, had a work issued uniform swimsuit. I can't do JFashion while in the water. I mean, I guess you could, but like in this way, I couldn't because I had a uniform swimsuit. So if you can't have JFashion in the workplace, plan days outside of work for deep JFashion immersion. My weekends were dedicated to JFashion, whether it was me going out with friends and spending time with people in the community, or just me doing my own thing at home while I'm dressed up and like feeling cute, taking pictures. If you can find a way to I've seen people do JFashion for swimming. There are like Lolita style or Lolita inspired swimsuits, but my specific workplace, it was not possible. But yeah, find those days outside of work that you can just delve into the fashion and spend time with it, whether it's like taking 2-3 hours to edit your photos or, just working while in JFashion. Just be close to it and make that time for it.
Yeah, I'm like trying to make this like not auto lock, but I don't know. I changed the settings and it's still like
on your
doing
phone?
it. Yeah, on my phone, and it's still like going to sleep. And I'm just like, why? Don't go to sleep. I need your notes. It might be because my phone is on a lower battery. It's not in the green, so it might be like override. But yeah, I'll just continue to keep pressing this thing. So you can also find creative ways to work with JFashion creatives, like offering kawaii marketing, creepy cute event planning, or writing in characters with frills for a short story. Maybe there is a way with the job that you do that you can work within the community or help someone out.
Cultivate aesthetic hobbies. I get to be fancy and I get to pretend to be this magical person, and that sounded fun. And that's a quote from Jordana of Moss Badger from episode 36 of our show, JFashion and LARP.
Yeah, I really love playing games like Animal Crossing, Calico. I really want to buy the game Monster Prom, and I've seen Love Nikki, and that looks totally fun. Maybe you can find a video game that can reflect your favorite style. Even when you're not like, dressing in JFashion, or maybe you don't have your space all together yet, playing a game like Animal Crossing, dressing up your avatar. Yay, you're playing Love Nikki right now. Just like, exploring their closets can help you feel like, yeah, I'm still like, exploring my aesthetic interests. Calico is really cute. Oh, I love that game. It's new. It's really cheap to get. And there's Monster Prom, which is just like, oh yeah, you get to like date someone who's like a monster. Like basically, it looks like you're dating someone from Monster High, the dolls. And I'm just like, I love this. I need this. But yeah, so it can just be a great way to escape into your hobby. A more physical way of exploring your style could be to create a physical photo book or a keepsake box. I've been exploring this idea a little bit of last year and more into this year too. I have a keepsake box where I have Polaroid photos wrapped in ribbon and other little like keepsakes of things that I've bought, like business cards or a postcard or something like that, kind of just saying like, this was really important to me this year. And it's something I can look back on that's not inside of a phone or a computer. And then as far as the photo book goes, I have little like Instax photos that you can also decorate with markers and stickers and kind of create something else that's like a physical manifestation of your style journey.
Like Siren Squid said in the comments or in the chat, they have a Shutterfly calendar for their desk that has pictures of them and their wife in frills. That is such a unique way, a cute, adorable way of incorporating getting JFashion into your physical, tangible life. Also, try making DIY accessories or full-on pieces of clothing for future coordinates. I have a huge pile of projects that I need to finish that I will get to eventually. And I have a whole stack of things that I need to dye, which I'll finally be able to do because I got a big pot. I'm very excited. I got a big pot for my birthday to dye all my things in. And those hobbies can help spur on your wardrobe to be bigger and working for you in a better way. You can also incorporate JFashion pieces into your cosplay or into your cosplay characters or into your LARPs or tabletop RPGs. I know that there is a specific tabletop RPG system that is all about your characters are all magical teenagers a la Sailor Moon, and you have magical transformation sequences. And I will find that system while Kamilah takes the next couple points.
Oh, yeah. So also check out the JFashion and doll customization episode 16 for more tips on this subject of aesthetic hobbies. Okay. Wow. And so you can create your aesthetic dreamscape. Are you going to be able to take this one, Hayden?
Yes, sorry.
It's okay.
Go
glitter
back
hearts.
Glitter hearts. Yes, it is glitter hearts. There's actually, I just found out there's actually a couple of different systems that is just dedicated to like magical people.
The game is basically glitter hearts. Like it's magical person game. Anyway.
Create your aesthetic dreamscape. Take it a task at a time. Once you step back. Oh, this is actually you, Kamilah. Oh, did you already read the quote?
Oh, nope, okay. I was up at the hobbies. Create your aesthetic dreamscape. Take it a task at a time. Once you step back and take a break from all your hard work, you see it up there and you're home. This was a quote from Jessie Moonheart, episode 13, Kawaii Interior Design. Take it one room or even one corner at a time. So it's going to be overwhelming, especially if you didn't like just move in with no unaesthetic items to just overtake a room immediately. You're going to have to take it even just like replacing some of the objects, DIYing a few things, and it may like take a minute and trying to say that your whole apartment or your whole house is is your goal can be overwhelming to even get started. So I'd say like break it up into manageable chunks to get you started.
Try repainting furniture that you already have and DIY what you can. Already, like the very, I wouldn't say super popular, but a very popular trend right now in the Area Kei community is to take old kitty furniture and repaint it, glitterify it, make it into a pastel galaxy dresser. And I would love to see this trend move over into darker as well. Just like painting all your furniture black or a deep blood red, or reupholstering some chairs. Reupholstering chairs is so easy, so easy. All you need is fabric, batting, a staple gun, and as long as the chair has the wooden board that you sit on, you're good to go. It is so much easier than what it looks like. And also consider non-permanent decorations in place of wall painting, like tapestries or hanging lights. Command strips are going to be your best friend in this situation. I know a lot of us live in places that like either we can't paint because we're not allowed to, or we can, but then we have to paint the color back to a neutral color before we move. Or, you know, like me, I'm in a space that I'm going to be moving out of soon, and I'm not going to spend all that money to paint the space when I'm going to be moving shortly. So tapestries and wall hangings are really helpful because they are pieces that you can carry with you from home to home to in place of wall painting. All you have to do is spend it once. You don't have to spend money over and over again in order to cover your walls.
Yeah, and you want to be patient finding these pieces that fit your aesthetic, whatever you can't make. Like, I have this dream of having a really cool cat scratching post from this boutique brand called Kitty Hollywood. They make all sorts of cool shapes, like flowers. You can make like a whole flower like forest thing if you want. You can do these little like upholstered houses for your cats, or you can get them customized where it like says your cat's name and stuff. Of course, that's going to be expensive. And I also would like to wait until I'm in a more permanent place to do that. And so that means that, you know, I'm waiting, I'm putting it in a list, and I'm saving up money for, or keeping in mind how much something like this would cost. So just be patient and don't be discouraged that you can't have these items right now.
I agree with everyone in the chat. I miss Goodwill as well. I used to go so often pre-COVID, and I haven't gone since COVID. So I can't wait till I'm vaccinated and I can go back to Goodwill.
I definitely use party decor in my apartment to be like, yep, I have like streamers up, and at some point I had like word balloons and things. So yeah, that's definitely something I like to do.
Also, be mindful about what you put in your home beyond just the aesthetic. You know, sometimes you need a doorstop. Can't really find a kawaii or a gothic doorstop. It's just a doorstop. Sometimes you gotta make those give and takes, and that's just how life is occasionally.
It's like, oh my God, I can't have it unless it's pink. I need a pastel mop. But yeah, you want to create a detailed vision of your space to spend more purposefully. Sometimes I'll be there's a store called like Home Goods, and I just saw like mixing bowls that were like purple, and I'm just like, and then I'm like, Simon, do we need mixing bowls? Are you good on mixing bowls? Because these are really cute, and it's just like, no, we don't need new mixing bowls right now. do not buy this. What are we doing with the other ones? And you just want to make sure that you're not just buying things just because they look cute. You have to buy them because you need them and they're going to work in your apartment or your home or whatever. Because if they don't, you've just wasted money. So that's why I have like, I get entranced by Facebook ads. They have a lot of like cute little doohickeys and things. And I just like, instead of immediately buying them, I'm putting them in this, list so that when it's like, oh, okay, like we are in the market to get a new controller for the Nintendo Switch, I can get a cute pink chibi one instead of just buying whatever is at Target. So I think it's like really important to make this list and just like compile things that you find so that you can buy exactly what you want when the time comes. Oh, like Daiso Addict.
No, that's I grew up in LA and I moved to Chicago. The biggest thing I miss is Daiso. Oh my God, I miss Daiso so much.
Yeah, they need to make one in Chicago. I don't know why this can't happen.
Petition.
There's like a Daiso-ish store in like Lisle, Illinois. I forgot what it was called. Yeah, it's way north. And like they had on their Instagram page, oh, in Chicago. And I'm just like, that's not Chicago. That's not Chicago at all. Yeah,
that's the Chicagoland area.
Daiso does have online orders, but I like looked on their site and I'm just like, oh, okay, this isn't the same as like being in the store and seeing the cute things. It's like I have to specifically search. Like I'm just like, this is not everything that you have. I know you have more things. So
yeah, it's a lot of bulk items as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I just need like one thing. But yeah, like focus on how far you've come. I'm sure after a while you're going to have this little corner. You're going to begin your journey with a couple things that you've DIY'd, and I want you to just congratulate yourself on every step of the way. I got in a habit of walking into rooms and being like, oh, like I still need this. I still need to put this on the wall. I still need to find something that'll fill this area. And, kind of just obsessing on the things that were missing from a room instead of just appreciating that like, oh, okay, this room is yellow now. Isn't that cool? And like, this is like way better than any of your like previous rooms where you lived with your parents or something like that. And it's just like, yeah, I do have it a little bit more put together. You have way more stuffed animals than you started with when you first moved out. And I'm just like, yeah, this is going somewhere, even though it's not, I guess, perfect. But yeah, so definitely focus on how far you've come because we don't want you to give up.
Trader Joe's has a lot of kawaii and aesthetic things. It's dangerous.
Really? I don't shop at Trader Joe's.
Especially during Valentine's Day, they'll have like heart-shaped macarons. Their regular macarons are great.
Oh, do not get me started on grocery store stuffed animals. Like I am in there. When it's like Easter and Valentine's Day, I already got like a big bear from Target that has hearts on it. And then I got like this like hot pink pillow that has like holographic stars stuck on there that look like they're just like stickers that I put on my face. And I'm just like, yes, get it. And it like raises our grocery bill exponentially, me having to get these things. But like, to me, it's worth it because I'm just like, next time I come into the store, it won't be here.
My favorite stuffed animal is a Easter Peeps bunny stuffed animal, one of the medium-sized
I got
ones.
one of those. Oh.
It's my pink Banui, and I hold it every night. And like at this point, it's become less of like, oh, I want to hold something, and more of like, if I don't hold something on my chest while I sleep on my side, I'll like fall over and crumple. So I have to hold something like a pillow or Banui to like keep myself propped up on my side. So
I love that. That's like Bunny and Louie together.
It's Banui.
Banui. Oh man. Don't even like get me into like a Walmart or anything like that. I don't usually shop there. So if a friend's like, oh, I need to stop in for Walmart for something, you want to go in? And I'm just like,
No.
No, like, no, I can't go in there.
Build kawaii relationships. You must get over the fear of reaching out. And that is a quote from Reina of Blackout Gyarusa from episode 12 of our show, Distant Communities.
So
this one's actually, sorry.
Yeah, it's you. Oh, okay, right. Nice.
I got distracted by the chat here.
It's okay.
Search beyond Facebook groups. Check out all the platforms. You would be surprised where everyone is. Try Amino, Discord servers, line chat communities. Also, you need to feel out where different sub-style communities are. Like the Gyaru community isn't as active on Facebook. It's more active on Amino. So you need to like put your feelers out there, try everything, get a little bit of this, a little bit of that until you find which community works for you. Like I know that there's a very active Area Kei Discord server, but I personally don't partake because after a while, so many chat messages gets really overwhelming for me. Mm-hmm. So I just choose, you know what? I'm not going to do Discord because it makes my anxiety spike.
Oh yeah. I have the same thing. Like it's just I'm a part of some really cool groups, and I do get inspired by some of the conversations on there. But it's just like, okay, everybody's talking all the time, and I'm just like, I'm not contributing. Oh no, I'm not a part of the group anymore if I'm not contributing, and I'm just like, no. But but yeah. There's also like, don't underestimate your normie friends. I know that the dream is like, yeah, we gotta have the kawaii squad or the gothic coven, and you gotta have this team together. We gotta have our like forest fairies. But your normie friends can be a source of inspiration, and don't ignore them. I have normie friends that are like more into the illustration scene, and when I talk to them, it's kind of a little bit of a relief. You know, I don't have to like talk about the usual JFashion topics and drama. I can just talk about like, oh, drawing techniques or something like that. So don't ignore your normie friends just because you're also looking for friends like in the JFashion community. And then going in line with that too, build real relationships based on more than the clothes that you wear. If you are looking to kind of have this like friend squad that's dressed in your JFashion, don't try to look for it just based off of like what you're wearing. You might not have anything else in common. The person may turn out to be I don't know, just someone that you wouldn't really see yourself being friends with other than the aesthetic. So you want to make sure that you're building real relationships and taking your time building these relationships, because if you're just too quick to be like, oh, I messaged them in the chat and that means like we're friends and everything like that, and it's just like, no, maybe not really. You know, saying that you've just met someone and they're like an acquaintance is different than a friend and different than being best friends with the person. I know sometimes I get sometimes I'll be in an event at a convention or something, and maybe I took a picture with someone and posted it online, and the next thing you know, somebody's like, "Hey, so are you friends with so and so?" And I'm just like, "Oh, we're not really like friends. We don't really talk outside of that time that we took the photo." So so I know them. I could probably message them and it not be like awkward to ask them a question, but I wouldn't be able to consider them like, this is my friend, you know? So keep that in mind when you're reaching out to different people.
And sometimes you need to be willing to travel, talk on the phone, or be active at virtual events like we are right now. You know, COVID has given us a lot of tools to work with for our friends out of state or out of country. And, you know, sometimes you gotta really work hard to make those plans to meet in the middle. Maybe someone goes a little further than the other one time, and then the other time it like switches. You know, sometimes you gotta make compromises. And if all else fails, or if you are still like trying to find your squad out there, it is completely okay to be a loner, a floater, or exclusively online. I've seen many people on here already just like, yeah, I like to lurk. That is totally, totally cool. In fact, for me, when I first started college, a little bit outside of the realm of JFashion, I was more of a floater, and I honestly enjoyed it more than having a very tight-knit group because it made me feel a little bit more popular. I was friends and I could have conversations with people, and things were very light, and it was really fun. Like, we had really funny and fun conversations, and I could go, "Oh, hey, Samantha, how's it going? Oh, what's up, John? You know, having a good time? Oh, yeah, I'll see you at that the event tonight." And it was fun. It was enjoyable. Everything felt I didn't feel like I was tied down to anyone. So it is completely okay to just do your own thing.
Yeah. Also, check out our virtual events episode 39 for more tips on this subject. We interviewed the founder of one of the creators of JFashion On Demand, and Haley from Bay Area Kei. So yeah, both of the two people that are doing a lot of work in the virtual event scene right now. Retro Game Chan, yeah. But yeah, so we can move on to the next thingy. So, sustaining a healthy mindset. We left this for the end because this is kind of like taking in everything that you've learned from earlier in the panel and kind of like putting it in perspective. Our quote for this is, "How would I accessorize in my mental wardrobe?" This is from Jade of Jaded Island, episode 35, Awareness and Activism.
It is okay to distance yourself from the community when you need to. Like, completely okay. Whether it is because drama's happening and there's too much going on, or you are just on a JFashion overload and you need a break. You know, too much of a good thing isn't fun. It's like when you have way too much of a rich brownie, you get tired of the taste. So it is completely okay to go, you know what, I'm taking a break for a week, or I'm not gonna be on social media, or I'm not gonna chat with my JFashion friends for a little bit. I just need some time to just like do something else. And that is totally okay. It is good and healthy to keep those boundaries.
Definitely. And actively listen to the voices of marginalized communities you're not a part of. A lot of the time when you're in these different like online communities, especially, people are going to bring up concerns and bring up things that are not working for them and things that they wish the community would be more open to or be more obstinately against. And you want to be that person that has an understanding ear and is looking to learn about how they can be a part of making the community better for everyone. So yeah, so if you want to be a part of the community, you know, be a good part of it. And let your fashion's message influence your actions for the better. With Garu, I know there's the saying of get wild, be sexy. Maybe that sort of like feeling can open up can open up a idea of like, oh, I'm going to be more spontaneous in my life because like that's a part of my fashion's message. Or with Decora, it's all about fostering a childlike optimism and creativity. And so maybe this allows for more curiosity in your life. Maybe just try to take cues from different styles that you wear or that you're interested in that can you know, make living like all that better.
Practice gratitude for how far you've come and how far you will go. As I said before, there are moments where you focus so much on the now, so much on how am I going to make this coordinate look good? How am I going to make this event work? How am I going to get there? Take some time to think about that first coordinate. Take some time to think about the mistakes that you've made and how you've learned from them and how it's helped you grow, and practice gratitude in the people that you've met and the experiences that you've had. Also, curate your possessions so you won't be overwhelmed by them. Taking some advice from Marie Kondo. Does this item bring me joy? Yes or no? If it doesn't, it's time to pass it along. As with our physical space, too many items can start to clutter and become overwhelming. Take a note of those items that are starting to become overwhelming and consider where it can go. Does it need to stay here? Does it need to stay in the household?
Yeah, and create peaceful moments with meditation, kawaii music, or a certain JFashion podcast. Wink, wink. Yeah, like everything doesn't have to be about what you're doing. It can be about just being and just enjoying where you are right now and being content. And there are, kawaii ways to do that. Put on a Hello Kitty face mask and pop on some music and just breathe for a minute and just be like, yeah, this is where I am right now and I'm enjoying my hobby.
And despite being a JFashion lifestyler, your whole life is not going to be JFashion. That is the truth for everyone, whether it is your bosses, whether it is your relatives, something in your life is not going to be JFashion. And it's important to be able to accept that for what it is and to be okay with it.
Yeah, kawaii is in your heart, not just your clothes. I love
that.
Okay. You gonna listen to me, thingy? Oh, maybe I need to click on this. Yep. I was clicked on the StreamYard window. So in conclusion, we want you to live the JFashion life that's right for you. And I guess my version of that is I think JFashion seeps into everything that I do somehow. Even when I'm making up stories that are not about JFashion, I do get really excited about what the characters are wearing and how it could be like, oh yeah, maybe they wear some form of like O-kei and then maybe they wear some sort of like mod 60s thing. And I get really excited about that. Sometimes me and my partner wear items together, but sometimes we don't, and that's totally fine. Yeah, and it's into definitely my career choices. It's seeped into, I have a lot of kawaii friends, And so I really do feel like it is a lifestyle for me through and through. So if I'm not 100% in every area, that's like totally fine for me, because I have moments definitely later coming up where I am including the JFashion community or style into it. What do you think, Hayden?
For me personally, I keep my JFashion pretty regulated to just myself and my own personal possessions, and my friends. I don't like my friends who are also into JFashion. I wear it when I want to wear it, and I keep items that, as you can see, I have a couple items here that remind me of JFashion. And then my other side of JFashion, I do also collect little oddities. I got a little bone. This is a big bone. Got some cool mirrors, taxidermy. I'm all about that life.
Taxidermy. Oh my gosh, I need to get
not everything in my life is like super kawaii, and not everything in my life is super goth. Because on the flip side, I do goth and visual kei. I also super enjoy D&D. I don't feel the need to incorporate D&D into, or I don't feel the need to incorporate JFashion into D&D, because it doesn't really fit the aesthetic that I like to have in my mind when playing the game. Yeah, it's like a cow femur, I think. I also have like a mink over on that side of the room, my little baby. But yeah, I keep things that I keep the things that I want to remind me of JFashion to my own personal possessions, and that's about it. I don't need it all day, every day. It's just those things that keep me going. It is a fashion, it is a lifestyle and a mindset, but keeping it more separated from my other relationships is what's right for me.
Oh my God, dear skeleton.
Oh my God. We would love to have a Q&A if anyone wants to has some questions on how you can make a JFashion lifestyle work for you. Please let us know. While you all put those there, I'm gonna grab my mink because I would love to show you all my mink.
Oh yeah, and thank you for watching too. Here are all of our our Instagrams, websites, where you can listen to our where you can listen to the podcast and everything. Yeah. Oh, thank you. My little background wall. I haven't even Simon's been helping me paint, and besides that back wall and the side, this wall is not even painted pink totally. It's not even totally done yet. But yeah, I definitely have different rooms that are cool. But yeah, any questions? I know we're running low on time.
This is my little mink baby.
Little mink baby.
It was a group of 3 that I bought with a coworker of mine, and I paid for 2/3. They paid for 1/3. I got 2. I sent one to my sister. I got 1, and then they get 1. And so we all have minks that we love. Yeah, oddities are fun. What is it about Lolita and JFashion people loving weird crap?
Thanks for making the podcast, you two. It was really my first road to JFashion. Oh my gosh! Thank you, Kei. Ty? Yes. Oh my
You're so welcome. We're less repressed. Oh my God. My mom always grimaces when she sees it, and she's just like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's my baby. It's my friend."
Oh. What is a kind of media you wish someone would make?
Well, Kamilah did a little misspoke earlier in the panel and said kawaii ska, and I want kawaii ska now. Someone please make cute ska music. Oh my god.
Oh man, that would be so cute. Oh,
I'm so into ska.
I don't really know. I wish there was like, I guess, more JFashion in wrestling. There was like more like characters that were like yeah, just like, you know, JFashion oriented there. I think there would, oh man, there would be like such great tag teams, great stables that would work with it. Kamilah already has the checkers for Scott. Great. JFashion, yes, exactly. Like
Ska never left, okay? It never left. It just went underground.
Be right back. Getting my wrestling gear on. Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm like drawing about this JFashion wrestling idea, but also like this needs to be real life. Like, come on.
No, I absolutely love kawaii music. It like brings my mental state together when I want to dress up. What would a kawaii or JFashion wrestling federation be called?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like really think about that. I was thinking like there would be characters and people would be on the wrestling being the shape of a heart. That would be so awesome. I don't know if that would like mess up their like moves and techniques and stuff, but that could be pretty awesome. I think like WWE could just have characters, or like there was Lucha Underground that was all about like the Aztec, like supernatural, like lucha wrestlers, but also like American wrestlers, and that was really cool. So like, yeah, we could have a ska band playing at the Kawaii Wrestling Federation. So that can totally be a thing.
I have not heard of Mr. Rococo. Is this the movie, the Lolita movie that I'm finding? Oh my goodness. I think more JFashion movies is what I want to see. Like JFashion movies that just have JFashion in it, not like about JFashion. We talked at our last panel whether JFashion would be a forefront or a background. I would love to see JFashion as a background in movies. Fight Kei is great.
I want more side characters in cartoons that are wearing JFashion, because you know there's like always that like goth kid or that punk kid. I'm just like, what about that one like sweet Lolita kid, you know? That would be awesome.
It would be so easy to like get someone in a choke, in like, what are the leg chokeholds called when you like get someone between your legs and like you choke them out that way?
I don't know what that one might be called. I know there's like the full, like all the ones that chokeholds that I know are like with arms, not necessarily with legs.
Yeah, grappling. I think grappling in that way, it would be really good. And also I would love to see someone do it with like OG pants. That would be
yes, I think we're talking about like ravers, like candy, where it creates that like big block at their like wrist, and then doing a clothesline with that. Oh my god, like that could be like a weapon beyond itself. Like I'm just,
you get the imprints on the forehead of the beads.
Oh my god, I'm so putting that in the story. Like Hayden, you don't even understand. It's going in my fellow board.
There's so now I'm like I'm seeing the chat.
Yes. Oh
I'm seeing the chat and I'm realizing how many people in JFashion are into wrestling, and it's making me wonder why this isn't a thing already.
I know, right?
Unique JFashion content. Come on.
Like Asuka, we had yes, we Lolita, Gothic Lolita duo, we crave violence.
Sweet and sour.
Yes. Oh, I have I'm not even gonna spoil my own story. Let me not.
We're running out of time anyways. Thank you all so much for coming and for asking us questions, for having this fun little chat with us. This was so much fun. Let me see. The next panel is going
maybe
to
a
be
4-figure leg lock. Yes, that sounds right. Thank you.
The next panel is going to be Stitch in Chateau. So go and find the link for that. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Yes,
again,
me and Nikai need to be friends.
Again, you can find Kamilah at Hard Decora, emptying the clips. You can find me at PrinceDorkface_001 on Instagram. I have so many variations, but it's always going to have Prince Dorkface in it. So you can find me there, and you can find the both of us at OK-podcast.com.
All right. Bye.
Thank
Lovely.
you all.
See you guys.